Aegis is number 2 for sure.
Up there, top 2 definitely. And then there's also just like a discussion of like, you know, Game & Watch at the end of the day, the thing that he struggles against the most is against people with disjoints, against people that can successfully space him out and camp him out. But Miya is no Game & Watch. This is the Game & Watch to rival Meister right now. I cannot speak to the volumes of the come-up this player has had, and I am so excited to see him here at Apex. This is going to be an amazing set.
Yeah, a battle of Japan up against Canada, 2 of our external regions here in Secaucus, New Jersey. And we just get to see how it unfolds, because this could have major repercussions for the tournament as a whole, as that close-up down tilt into up air doesn't close out the stock, but the forward tilt as well. Armadillo just doing exactly what you need with Pythra in this matchup up until some of these early...
Yes.
Wow,
Woo!
okay. Yeah, up B out of shield. It looked like Miya was able to get some openers with some of the drag down neutral airs, but...
Oh my,
yeah.
What a foresight, huh? Just able to get out of there and say, hey, you know
boost.
the biggest win condition you have is Game & Watch, aka juggling with up airs? Well, just hold that, I guess. I'm going to land briefly. But now you're stuck at the ledge. Doesn't get the chef into the dash attack, but still, Armadillo has a pretty decent lead for himself.
Yeah, I can say for sure that Armadillo has yet to drop a game throughout playing in his pools. So that's certainly something. It certainly goes to show that he is playing hot. But I would like to really point out for Armadillo that it's not always about how you start, but it's how you finish. And one of the big things that keeps holding Armadillo back in and out of region is endurance throughout long sets. If Miya is able to control the pace, it can get very dangerous very quickly. And
especially if Miya just knows how to telegraph that recovery. The biggest weakness of Aegis at the end of the day is going to be that offstage, especially with no double jump, especially when you have no mix-ups left. So now Miya just going to be going in with that dash attack, whiffs it though, going to be eating a huge F-tilt, which confirms into stuff for some reason. And landing in with that side B, Armadillo is still holding down this lead, tries to cover space, but Miya, you got to remember, Game & Watch has a lot of air speed. He gets past that in time.
Oh, but he gets that forward air just the same, able to blow right by before Miya is able to get into that safe low recovery zone. And you find your way down with the foresight. Actually, largely pretty consistent in those juggle scenarios, but same thing with that forward tilt follow-up. Not able to close out the stock quite yet with the down air.
Oh, but that was such a good early recovery from Armadillo. It felt like Miya was about to flowchart him, but Armadillo said, hey, I'm going to make it back onto the stage. I'm going to deal 32% and climbing. He's getting a lot of extra credit off, and I'm smelling. Oh, buddy, you know what I'm smelling? I'm smelling a downer into something.
Yeah, we're at down air up smash percent. Oh, God. Forward smash jump scare.
It jump scared me for sure.
Sometimes you just got to let it rip, especially when you have a hard read on that neutral get up. Unfortunately for Armadillo, it did whiff, but he's still able to.
He's playing tight.
He's
Yo, that like reverse down tilt, to be able to land like that and to be able to continue his coverage as well. I mean, his execution, I've got to say, is looking top notch.
Yeah, it must have spent a lot of time getting this Aegis ready for this matchup in particular, because it really feels like Miya is always on the response, always the one having to react to what's happening.
Oh, that's the jump. And then he uses up his double jump. He jumped from ledge. Big down smash, though, luckily only eating the hitbox, not the actual barrier, which would have resulted in the end of a stock. He is bleeding. He is snowballing. And Miya has reestablished a lead for himself, but Armadillo carved his way back onto the stage with that side B.
Yeah, constantly hunting for full hops here. All these different auto-cancel back airs, the clash, but Armadillo tried to read a roll away with that, bouncing back and forth. All of these big hitboxes, but unable to punish any one of them. Miya being so safe right now, finally able to catch a landing.
Oh, but not expecting that side B whatsoever. Now needs to find a way to be able to land. I like that fade out. I like that drift off stage. Still eating another down tilt, though. And Armadillo not able to finish chewing his food.
Oh, and gets grabbed after those couple jabs, forcing the switch and getting untechable below the stage as Armadillo puts his head in his hands for just a moment. It's still in best of 3 territory, as we learned in the previous set, and you can't let those games drop.
Yes. I've got to say, I do like the way that Miya played the entirety of that last stock, because what he just basically did, he switched over to shield camping a lot. He played really simply, shield and dash attack to be able to catch landings over and over again, until he set up the point where it's like, hey, you're Aegis off stage. I know for the fact how to edge guard you. I'm going to get close enough to you that I can threaten you with the back heel, and then if you go low, I'm going to hit you with down air. That was the point where it was untechable. That was a little bit tragic for Armadillo at the end, but I gotta say, Miya's just edge guarding flowchart is just solid, sincere, and clean. It's just clean.
Yeah, keeps it easy and keeps it relevant. I want to really show off the drift forward here. because this, so one of the fun things about Aegis is hurtbox shifting is crazy for them, especially during up B. Mythra kind of arcs forward in their recovery arc. So Miya follows that arc rather than just coming straight down onto where they are. They follow the up B.
You have to go where the opponent's going. By the time you actually get there, it's like, whoa, oh, buddy. You like keys? Well, I have one for you. This one is untechable. Who'd have thought?
Crazy,
so,
you know?
Yeah, crazy. Actually, I don't like the fact that was untechable. That does kind of bother me a little bit. But Miya earning that first game, really, really well. And now Armadillo, he wasn't feeling too good about that, right? He wants to fight back. This could be a monumental upset. One of the biggest of this weekend thus far. And he has established he can go toe-to-toe with Miya.
Yeah, if anything showed in that game one, is that Miya has to stay on their toes because he won by exploiting the win condition that every character has against Aegis, which is edge guarding. But if you're unable to consistently edge guard, then who knows what's going to happen. That was also a genius recovery from Armadillo, up being into the bacon, saving the jump in order to get a simple jump back to stage instead of committing to an up B. The less time you spend off stage, the better. And the less time you spend in Game & Watch combos, the better.
But even that dash back is not enough to get past that Game & Watch neutral. You're going to have to eat that side B, but oh no, doesn't actually get the up B hitbox that he was looking for. Does not matter. He finds the parry. Miya able to seal out that the first stock. And oh boy, here it is. Game & Watch B and Bs. And then why the up smash? That was interesting.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that later.
Yeah, almost seemed like a dropped combo, but at the very least, it was a read, if nothing else, just like the read on the drift that Armadillo had switching instantly to Pythra and closing it out with a forward air. Needs this early damage, though, before Miya is able to snowball. There's a grab.
Oh, but then tries to wait out just in case Miya ended up air dodging, but that back air is disjointed. Speaking of disjointed back airs, Armadillo saying, hey, I got a couple of my own. Throws out that down and doesn't get the second one to finish off the stock, but I love the attempt. He was so close. He was so close, Ubo.
Every single one of these swings from Pythra's massive sword, the Aegis, is potentially devastating. As again, the recovery route is amazing from Armadillo. Just seeing how Miya won game one and just not letting him win the same way.
But that was not good for Miya at all. Armadillo ended up making it back onto the stage, but a quick little cherry to the face closes out that stock. Armadillo playing slowly, playing patiently, just not rushing this next opening. But Miya now is adapting. Look at his jump callouts. Look at his movement. He is adapting.
Shout out to that single jab one on the platform. Like, Miya was waiting for Armadillo to pull the trigger and have that itchy trigger finger on lock.
Yes.
Not so there, as we saw the up smash and the early up B both come out.
Oh, that was huge. That was such a good, gentle fade back from Armadillo. He is keeping his head in the game. 50%, this can be even up. You need a down tilt. You need a falling neutral. You need something. But Miya, quick little up B to be able to anti-air successfully.
Yeah, trying to set up with some more dash attacks here. Hello, okay, turn around bacon into the jab, and does it again after the anti-air.
He needed his double jump back. He needed to be able to land it. Does not matter if he got hit, because he just needed to put himself at the ledge.
That's no jump on the part of Miya right now. They burned it already.
Woo!
Oh, it wasn't able to close out the stock. So close. Down tilt into up air. Catching so much of Miya's recoveries. Finally is able to land on the stage, but after taking 80 from just burning an early jump.
And then he gets sent off stage himself, but he makes it back on thanks to his side B. Miya was not ready for it. Armadillo hadn't gone for that before. The neutral air almost takes it. He is juggling. He is patient. Oh my God.
I was waiting for the up tilt to come out, but both Miya and Armadillo were ready for that reaction. Ledge trapping once again. There's the up tilt. Trying to space out. Gets the jab afterwards. The 1-2-3. Still not going to close out the stock because it's not close to ledge.
Is that jab going to be able to do it? Yes, it will. Armadillo played like a top player. I cannot explain to you how so good, how gentle, how patient that last stock was. Everything from the edge guarding sequence to how non-committal he was to jump back on every single time to the juggling. That last stock was so good, Ubo.
What did he take? 10%? Look at him. Taking a deep breath, and then a deserved breath. After game one, letting it slip through your fingers, game two, having to make basically a full stock comeback.
Yeah. Every single game state was executed safely, perfectly, and non-committally that last stock. That juggling sequence on the platform, he just jumped up and down and up and down. You could feel the pressure. I felt it, you felt it, and Miya definitely did. But especially the way he treated the edge guarding. Like, that was the part that was, like, especially beautiful to me, right? The way that he was like, hey, you have no double jump? I know for the fact that I can go out there. I know that I can swat you away over and over again. I know that I can land before you. And that was what we like to call in the business an American air dodge from Miya. Oh,
there's not even any American. Well, I guess he's technically American. He's North American, but there's no Americans here on the screen. It's just a Canadian and a...
It's always the non-Americans that American air dodge the most.
Funny that.
Funny how that, yeah.
Right.
Perhaps we should call it the un-American air dodge it this way. I'm looking at you, Yuga. Anyways, game number 3 of this best of 3. Armadillo on the verge of making a bracket-shattering upset. This could be huge.
Yeah, it's taking out one of the biggest seeds of the event and one of the biggest opportunities that you can have for a victor here. But you still got to get off ledge with the Chroma Dust reaching just far enough and the empty landing as well. We are on Final Destination, which does... It leads to 2 things, right? One, Miya is able to shut down a lot of the uncertainty that he had with his offense and find out clean edge guards, because there's only one way to go back on stage. But if you lose that control, things get out of hand very quickly for a floaty like Game & Watch.
Okay, just tries to be able to swat Miya back off stage. Miya right now is just up being parachuting all over the place, and Armadillo is just looking to close with that F smash. He is letting that thing swing.
Yeah, the parry through that neutral air. Finding a grab though, Armadillo looking to play off stage as much as he can. Miya was looking for the stock there with that reverse up B, and the greed ends up taking him, jumping from the ledge in order to try and get something like a falling neutral air afterwards. Not so with that Pythra up smash, and Armadillo right back into this game.
Back in the game, he has evened it up, and now he has a very slight lead for himself. That F-tilt, that vertical hitbox on it, absolutely unholy. He is recycling the ledge situation. He's able to catch that jump from the ledge with the neutral air out of shield as well. This lead, this coverage, but Game & Watch just fast enough to escape that F-tilt.
B-reverse Flame Nova as a means to escape the combo. Armadillo pulling out a lot of variable tricks here, stuff that Miya has to be ready for. Like that foresight once again, and ending the forward smash afterwards. Armadillo showcasing just how good his Aegis can be when in a matchup and when he is under control.
He was caught dashing. He was dashing. He couldn't get his F-tilt off in time. The chef almost killed him. The chef almost did, but it does not matter because that was enough to be able to do it. 111%. The next hit from Armadillo, especially with Pythra, is going to be more than enough to do it. He's looking to swat away with that F-tilt. He's looking to get that down tilt. What's the move?
The move is apparently jumping straight into one of the last hits of Game & Watch up B, Game & Watch neutral air, I mean, as he's got to get through all of this, trying to swing with the forward smash, but was drifting too far away. The up smash comes out as well. Armadillo just looking for the openers, looking for the
The idea was good. I thought the idea was excellent, but the chef actually ended up being a bit of a help to me at that point. Armadillo wanted that tomahawk F-tilt, but now look at what happened. He is in the hugest disadvantage of his time. He needs a way to be able to land. Neutral is going to be the move of choice. Doesn't actually get the jump call out. He was just ever so slightly off. The down air does it. Miya going to be preserving his bracket run, holding it down for himself and taking that set with a 2-stock lead.
You know what they say about upsets, right, Dara? Where it's like you got to do it in 2 games. Like getting to game 3 against a higher seed is just so tantalizingly hard. It's so difficult to play through after so much information has already been shown off on the table. Armadillo unfortunately wasn't able to take game 1, had a resounding sense of control in game 2, resounding comeback in game 2. But the control of Miya, able to use everything he compiled in those games to control FD like it was his own.
Yes. So there's also something that I would really like to point out. One of the saving graces, I think, of that Game 3, especially for Miya, was a lot of his airspeed and his drift, and I think Armadillo didn't really adapt too much to how Miya was landing against him. So this is what would happen often. He would set up a juggle, and then he would be in a position where he can just plant his feet and cover with an F-tilt. But more often than not, because of how much drift Miya has, he was able to use it, and even though his air dodge technically got called out, even though the option was called out, his position was always a little bit too far away. I feel like the best choice from Armadillo is like, okay, instead of planting your feet at that point, right, you've read this air dodge successfully, that's when you have to start committing to a little bit more dash grabs and a little bit more dash attacks as well. Yes, it's more committal. Yes, it doesn't actually cover the same amount of options, but Miya was successfully landing time and time again out of disadvantage, getting away, and Armadillo was just never able to swat him away. Against anybody slower than Game & Watch, that situation would have been 100% foolproof coverage. that guy was just fast enough. Miya was able to manage his drift, and he was able to escape disadvantage time and time again.
I think